Alex, baby, we are back from the ashes at 1.6 games under 500. And here we sit having clawed back to over 500 in the profitability zone is close at hand. 4-0-2 last week, 49-48 and 4 on the season, 50.5% win percentage. Including ties, I should say.
That's like a happy week you have a good record, even though you have multiple pushes. I was 4-2 last week, not as good as 4-0-2, but good nonetheless. I am 2 games under 500 on this season, 41, 43, and 1, 48.8%. So I am still a tick below 500. We need 2 good weeks or a really good playoff season to get ourselves into the profit zone for the year. But baby, we're close. We're within striking distance. We can see the border of Profit City, and maybe we can get there. I want to start this week in the NFC with the Minnesota Vikings and the New Orleans Saints. I am playing the under 51.5 in this game. Not really sure, honestly, why this game has a total north of 50 points. The last 3 weeks, these teams are both slightly below average offenses, right around average on defense. Maybe tempting to think that with Drew Brees back, the Saints are suddenly going to start scoring a ton of points, but that didn't really manifest against a not great Chiefs defense last week. Michael Thomas is on IR, and I am still generally a believer in the Saints defense to not be terrible. So I don't see why we should be at 50 points in this game, let alone 51.5 or 52 to get the over. I just don't get it.
I have a similar game. Bills and Patriots under 46. The Patriots are not going to score in this game. What has led anybody to believe that the Patriots are going to score? I do wonder if Bill Belichick may have something for Josh Allen. That would be nice, and that would keep us under 46.
Maybe. I could see a little Bill Belichick kind of, fury at losing that division for the first time since the Stone Age. And wanting to save something for the people who did it to him. Wouldn't surprise me in the slightest. Elsewhere, Colts and Steelers. Both of us have a pick in that game first. I want to talk about that there. I'm taking the Colts pick 'em. I think we're aligned on this.
We are.
You and I, we could place different kinds of bets on Indy in this game. When I looked, I could have taken them -1.5 at like -105. I just took the pick 'em because I'm a risk-averse person like that at -125. I just do not see a path for the Steelers to win this game or to beat anybody right now. Ben Roethlisberger has been shaky all year, and the last few weeks he has been something much worse than shaky. He has been as inept as any quarterback I've seen in the league in a long time. And even with the Steelers' defense being what it is, and it is great, I'm just not sure where the path is to beating a decent NFL team like the Colts. So I'm picking against my guys. I have a good record betting on the Steelers this year, well above 500. And I think the Colts are going to win this game. And I think the Browns might even come back and win the AFC North if they can hold serve themselves.
Yeah. Monday night was the first half was awful. I mean, the Steelers offense is functionally broken because Ben Roethlisberger cannot push the ball down the field. I mean, it is abundantly clear. Mike Tomlin and company, to get that team to 11 wins in a row was a feat. They will make the playoffs, but I don't know. They are playing a bona fide team in the Colts who can really just sit in cover 2 with really, really good defensive linemen and get after Ben and make Ben uncomfortable. Now, they may play a little bit more cover 1. They showed that on Sunday that they can do that. But I don't know. I don't like the Steelers in this matchup.
I don't either. Not a big fan, though I am a fan of the Steelers, and I sort of hope to be wrong. Dolphins and Raiders in Vegas. I'm taking the over at 47.5 in this game. Raiders defense, terrible for the last 3 weeks to a month. Really has been the worst defense in the NFL by EPA, expected points added per play, a stat that you and I both like that we've talked about here before. They could not do anything about Justin Herbert, despite Keenan Allen not even really being a factor in that game last week. They're playing a Finns team that moves the ball well. You and I are both Tua Tagovailoa believers, I generally think. And Miami's defense is good. I mean, Brian Flores is a defensive coach. That's his background. But I don't think that they are mega elite in the way that the Raiders cannot themselves score a few points in this game. So I could see 27-21, something in that ballpark getting us to the over without these teams having to stress too much to get there.
Yeah, I'm going to go Dolphins -2.5 in this game against the Raiders. Yeah. I don't think the Raiders are very good. I think the Dolphins are a pretty good to competent football team. The Raiders defense sucks. It's really bad. And I don't like what they're doing over on that side of the ball. I do love what the Dolphins are doing on defense. I'm taking the Dolphins there, I should say.
Fair enough. Two for me here to take us home, or to take myself home. Then you'll take us home. But two in the same game for me. Bucks Lions. I'm taking the Lions +9 in this game for starters, and I am mixing that with the over 54. The truth is that the last few weeks, not a lot of difference between these two teams. The Bucks are 2-1, the Lions are 1-2 in that span, but both easily could have had one go the other way in that stretch. The Lions have been among the better offensive teams in the league the last couple of weeks, both by EPA and some more conventional stats. They're scoring a lot of points. They have been terrible on defense, really could not stop a nosebleed right now on that side of the ball. So I think that these two things work in concert. I don't think that the Bucks are great. I think that the Lions can keep this game to single digits. Playing it with the over is kind of a bet on the Lions offense to be able to score some points against the Bucks defense that I don't think is as good as a lot of us thought it would be. And if Matt Stafford and friends can move the ball just a little bit, then I am reasonably confident that any game that does not hit the over, if there's 53 points or fewer, that the Lions should be in that game to the point that they don't lose by double digits. We'll see, but obviously we're hoping to hit both the Lions on the spread and the over in this game.
Elsewhere in the NFC, and I will take us home, Rams and Seahawks under 47. Seahawks offense, not awesome the last few weeks besides anybody that isn't the Jets. Rams offense, not awesome the last few weeks. The Jets whipped their butt up front. Seriously.
You hate to see that.
I watched that game. Yeah, I watched that game from stem to stern. The Rams got out of sorts. The Jets did not let them do what they wanted to do with their boot and their play action in the passing game. Jared Goff had to become more of a drop back passer, I should say. It did not work out for the Rams to try to come back in that game. I don't like how one-dimensional that offense kind of seemed there. Titans and Packers, the big Sunday nighter. I'm taking the Titans +3.5. I like the Titans. I like the Titans a lot. I'm buying into them here in a big Sunday night spot.
I'm with it. Let's do it. I think that this is the week for me to get above 500 for the year, you to stay above 500 for the year, and us to live happily ever after in the profit zone.
Absolutely. I'm going to have a good Christmas with all my bread.
Merry Christmas.